My name is Scott Pinkney. I'm the VP Executive Creative Director for Publicis Hawkeye out of Toronto. We are a one-to-one customer engagement agency, and I love what I do. We believe in the power of what we call relationship moments between brands and consumers that drive action. So we're always looking for ways to make that connection using innovation, insights, and technology. So it's been a fun ride so far.
What are you looking forward to this year?
As we're always looking to be inspired. You go to a conference and you're not expecting to walk away with, I have pages of notes, but I'm always looking to find if I can walk away with 3 things that I can bring back to the agency or bring back to my clients that can help us do things a little differently. Like it's about being inspired. We talk about insights. Here I want to be inspired to bring new thinking, new approaches to the client's business.
Yep. So what are you hearing from your clients? What are they just going, oh my God, like what are they trying to get their arms around sort of today, and what are they looking, at going forward?
It's funny because, I kind of grew up at, Ogilvy Mather back in the day in the late 80s. When we talked about data, we were one-to-one, and it's interesting as you see a full 360 now.
Data's come back.
Data's kind of come back, and technology is allowing us to do more and more with it. But I think clients still struggle with, they don't have access to their data.
They can't bring it together.
They can't bring it all together. It's siloed out in different databases. It's, the retention has their own data, the acquisition team has their own data. So I think the challenge that, we as agencies have is helping them figure out what's the right data. And that means it comes back to the customer. Right? Understanding how can we use data in a way to get more intimate, more personal with their customers. So there are platforms that allow you to do that, and brands are finding interesting ways, agencies are finding interesting ways, but I think just getting access to the right data will always be the biggest challenge for the clients. Agencies know what we can do with it when we get it, but it's getting access to it.
So one of the things that I've seen in working with a lot of agencies is exactly what you said, but I think there's a real opportunity for agencies to be that third party to come in and help break down those silos, to be that, the objective one that comes in and sort of help the marketing team go to management when IT is saying we're not going to give it up, or customer support, or whatever it is. What have you been seeing, and maybe can you share some successes you've had where you've been able to actually help your brand clients get, as you said, get to the right data, but how can they how do you help break down some of those silos and get at it?
I think the key is you've got to be able to demonstrate how we're going to move the dial. Because at the end of the day, they're looking for results. So we talk about everything we do is about driving action, measurable action. So we've got to be as much technologists as visionaries as well. And I do have an example where a telco in Toronto actually gave us access to the data because they were having a problem connecting to a particular customer base and helping them use their points. We'll leave it at that. But the key was we couldn't engage one-to-one unless we understood exactly what the barrier was to the consumer. The answers were in the data, but not every client will let the agency in and give us access. So we said, you know what? We don't need full access to your data. Give us a piece.
Give us a piece of
Put it in a little room and let us get access. And we got access to them. I think we were the first agency that were ever given access. And we showed a tremendous success because we were truly doing one-to-one. We were serving up a personalized relationship moment that drove action. But you got to get to the right people, the right decision maker that can go, open the door, let them in. And that's the challenge because especially when you're, customer engagement, you don't always get access to that level of people. And we did in that case.
And speaking of those level of people, sort of the C-suite, if you will, what are you hearing from your brand side clients as to what's keeping them up at night? In other words, we're obviously talking here about sort of the marketing landscape and having a greater customer focus, getting access to data, et cetera. But, what are those people at the top? What are they talking about?
I think the challenge is technology. Like, do you create the technology yourself? Do you white label a platform? Do you partner with somebody? And you can think about the big brands. I can imagine everybody's calling you to say, we've got a new platform that's going to transform your marketing. I think for brands, they're struggling with how to use technology in the right way. We saw some brilliant case studies today where algorithms are being used, bringing in Stanford University. You need a board, you need a CMO that realizes that the only way they're going to win is to partner. Because it's too much. Because it's not guaranteed that you're going to win.
It's moving too
But
fast.
So Pedigree Selfie Stick, which I had an opportunity to defend today in a session, the technology. They went to the big. They went to Instagram. They said no. They went to Google. They said no. They went to Snapchat. They built it themselves. but you had to have a brand, a client who said, go ahead and do that. Right? And I think that's where the partnership comes in, which is there's going to be new technology and there's going to be technology that you leverage. But you have to have those discussions. And the brands that I think will win are the ones 2.0 that are going to open up and have real discussions with their agencies and figure out how we can solve these challenges that we're having. But technology will, I think, will continue to scare a lot of people, scare a lot of brands.
Speaking of technology scaring people and sort of new technology, you know, AI, machine learning is obviously is sort of a buzz and everything, but it's actually real, right? I mean, it truly is going to change all parts of our life, including marketers' jobs and roles and stuff. How are you at your agency thinking about AI and machine learning, and if you are already using it, and how are you talking about it with your clients?
You know, there's not a lot of conversations happening with our clients right now because I think as agencies we need to figure it out. And that's why you ask the question about.
You've got to figure it out first.
We got to figure it out because when does it make sense? And it's not going to be on every project. You know, I talk a lot about this great award-winning work. There's still the day-to-day. There's still the bread and butter, acquisition, retention, upsell stuff we got to do. So I think the first thing is everybody has to understand it, and we need to see case studies. And that's why I love coming to a conference like this, is because you need to see it. Somebody's going to solve. Somebody's going to. You need a use case because it's hard to sell this type of thinking to a client when they're like, "But I can't even.
I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know what it is, and my acquisition numbers are down by 20%, and my competition is." We got to find the right way to use it, and I'm not sure that I've seen those breakthrough case studies that have demonstrated. But it's coming, and the key is because we know it's coming. We got to be familiar with it, and we got to understand it, and we've got to see it in action. So you walk out of a session on AI, you go, yes, I get it. Now I've got something to take back. But I think we still have a long way to go to really, really crack the nugget on the role that it plays in solving a marketing problem.
Well, great. Well, thank you very much.
No problem. Enjoy it. Thank you.
Thanks.